Just push pause. So when someone is rude to you, where do you get the power to resist being rude back? For starters, just push pause. Yep, just reach up and push the pause button in your life just as you would on your remote control. If I remember right, the pause button is found somewhere in the middle of the forehead. Sometimes life is moving so fast that we instantly react to everything out of sheer habit. If you can learn to pause, get control, and think about how you want to respond, you'll make smarter decisions. Yes, your childhood, your friends, your genes, and your environment influence you to act certain ways, but they can't make you do anything. You are not determined, but are free to choose. While your life is on pause, open up your toolbox, the one you were born with, and use your 4 human tools to help you decide what to do. Animals don't have these tools. That's why you're smarter than a dog. These tools are self-awareness, conscience, imagination, and willpower. You might want to call them your power tools. Self-awareness. I can stand apart from myself and observe my thoughts and actions. Conscience. I can listen to my inner voice to know right from wrong. Imagination. I can envision new possibilities. And willpower. I have the power to choose. Let's illustrate these tools by imagining a team named Rosa and her dog, Wolf. And they go for a walk. Here, boy. Let's say we go outside, says Rosa as Wolf leaps down and down, up and down, wagging his tail. It's been a rough week for Rosa. Not only has she just broken up with her boyfriend, Eric, but she and her mom had barely been on speaking terms. As she strolls down the sidewalk, Rosa begins thinking about the past week. You know what? She muses to herself. Breaking up with Eric has been really tough on me. It's probably why I've been so rude to Mom and taking all my frustrations on her. You see what Rosa's doing? She's standing apart from herself and evaluating and measuring her actions. The process is called self-awareness. It's a tool that is native to all humanoids. By using her self-awareness, Rosa is able to recognize that she's allowing her breakup with Eric to affect her relationship with her mother. This observation is the first step to changing the way she's been treating her mother. Meanwhile, Wolf sees a cat up ahead and instinctively takes off in a frenzy after it. Although Wolf is a loyal dog, he's completely unaware of himself. He doesn't even know that he's a dog. He is incapable of standing apart from himself and saying, you know what? Ever since Susie, his dog friend next door, moved, I've been taking out my anger on all the neighborhood cats. As she continues her stroll, Rosa's thoughts begin to wander. She can hardly wait for the school concert tomorrow when she'll be performing her solo. Music is her life. Rosa imagines herself singing at the concert. She sees herself dazzling the audience and bowing to receive a rousing standing ovation from all of her friends and teachers, and of course, all the cute guys. In this scene, Rosa is using another one of her human tools, imagination. It is a remarkable gift. It allows us to escape our present circumstances and create new possibilities in our heads. It gives us a chance to visualize our futures and dream up what we would like to become. While Rosa is imagining visions of grandeur, Wolf is busy digging up the earth, trying to get at a worm. Wolf's imagination is about as alive as a rock. Zilch. He can't think beyond the moment. He can't envision new possibilities. Can you imagine Wolf thinking, someday I'd like to make like Lassie look like chopped liver? Hi, Rosa. What you doing? Says Heidi, holding up alongside Rosa in her car. Oh, hello, Heidi, replies the startled Rosa as she brings her thoughts back to the earth. You surprised me. I'm just taking Wolf for a walk. Hey, I heard about you and Eric. What a bummer. Rosa's bothered by Heidi's reference to Eric. It's none of her business. Although she's tempted to be curt with Heidi, she knows Heidi is new at school and desperately in difference. Rosa feels that being warm and friendly is the right thing to do. Yeah, breaking up with Eric's been tough. So how are things with you, Heidi? Rosa has been using her human tool called conscience. A conscience is an inner voice that will always teach us right from wrong. Each of us has a conscience, and it will either grow or shrink depending upon whether or not we follow its promptings. Meanwhile, Wolf is relieving himself on Mr. Newman's newly painted white picket fence. Wolf has absolutely no moral sense of right and wrong. After all, he's just a dog, and dogs will do whatever their instincts compel them to do. Rosa's walk with Wolf comes to an end. As she opens the front door to her house, she hears her mom yelling from the other room, Rosa, just where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. Rosa had already made up her mind to not lose her cool with her mom, so despite wanting to yell back, Get out of my face, she responds calmly. Just went out a walk with Wolf, Mom. Woof, woof, come back here, screams Rosa as Wolf darts out of the open door to chase the local paper boy on his bike. While Rosa is using her fourth human tool of willpower to control her anger, Wolf, who's been told not to chase the paper boy, is overcome by his instincts. Willpower is the power to act. It says that we have the power to choose, to control our emotions, and to overcome our habits and instincts. As you can see in the above example, we will either use or fail to use our four human tools every day of our lives. The more we use them, the stronger they become, and the more power we have to be proactive. However, if we fail to use them, we tend to react by instinct like a dog and not act by choice like a human. Human tools in action. Dermel Reed once told me how his proactive response to a family crisis changed his life forever. Dermel was raised in one of East Oakland's roughest neighborhoods, the fourth in a family of 7 kids. No one in the Reed family had ever graduated from high school before, and Dermel wasn't about to be the first. Dermel was unsure about his future. His family was struggling, his street was filled with gangs and drug dealers. Could he ever get out? While in his house on a still summer night before his senior year, Dermel heard a series of gunshots. It's an everyday thing to hear gunshots, and I didn't pay it to mind, said Dermel. Suddenly, one of his friends who'd been shot in the leg busted the door and began hollering that Dermel's little brother, Kevin, had just been shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. I was so upset and I was angry and I was hurt and I lost somebody. I ain't never going to see it again in my life, Dermel told me. He was only 13 years old and he was shot over a petty little street scuffle. I can't explain how life went after that. It just went straight downhill for the whole family. Dermel's natural reaction was to kill the murderer. After all, Dermel was raised on the streets and this was the only real way he could pay back his dead brother. The police were still trying to figure out who did it, but Dermel knew. On a muggy August night, a few weeks after Kevin's death, Dermel got hold of a .38 caliber revolver and went in the streets to get revenge on Tony Fat Tone Davis, the crack dealer who had killed his brother. It was dark. Davis and his friends couldn't see me. There he was sitting, talking, laughing, having fun, and here I was within 50 inches of him, crouched behind a car with a loaded gun. I was sitting there thinking, I could just pull this little trigger and kill the guy who killed my brother. Big decision. At this point, Dermel pushed pause and caught hold of himself. Using his imagination, he thought about his past and his future. I thought about my life in a matter of seconds. I weighed my options. I weighed the chances of me escaping, not getting caught, the police trying to figure out who I was. I thought about the times Kevin would come watch me play football. He always told me I was going to be a pro football player. I thought about my future, about going to college, about what I wanted to make of my life. Pausing, Dermel listened to his conscience. I'm holding a gun. I'm shaking. And I'm thinking the good side of me told me to get up and go home and go to school. If I took revenge, I'd be throwing away my future. I'd be no better than the guy who shot my brother. Using his raw willpower, Dermel, instead of giving to his anger and throwing his wife away, got up, walked home, and vowed he would finish college for his dead brother. 9 months later, Reed had made the honor roll and was graduating from high school. People in his school couldn't believe it. 5 years later, Reed had become a college football star and a college graduate. Like Dermel, each of us will face an extraordinary challenge or two along the way. And we can choose whether to rise to the challenges or be conquered by them. Elaine Maxwell sums up the entire matter quite well. Whether I fail or succeed shall be no one's business but my own. I am the force. I can clear any obstacle before me, or I can be lost in the maze. My choice, my responsibility. Win or lose, only I hold the key to my destiny. It's kind of like the old Volkswagen commercials. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers wanted. So let me ask you, are you in the driver's seat of your life or are you merely a passenger? Are you conducting your symphony or simply being played? Are you acting like a can of soda pop or a bottle of water? After all that's been said and done, the choice is yours. So here are some things you guys can do to help practice. The next time someone flips you off, give them the peace sign back. Listen carefully to the words you say. Count how many times you use reactive language such as, you make me, I have to, why can't they, I can't. Do something today that you wanted to do but never dared. Leave your comfort zone and go for it. Ask someone on a date, raise your hand in class, join a team. Write yourself a post-it note that said, I will not let blank decide how I'm going to feel. Place it in your locker, your mirror, your planner, and refer to it often. At the next party, don't sit at the wall and wait for excitement to find you. You find it. Walk up and introduce yourself to someone new. The next time you receive a grade that you think is unfair, don't blow it off and cry about it. Make an appointment with your teacher and discuss and see what you can learn. You get in a fight with a parent or a friend, be the first to apologize. Identify something in your circle of no control that you are always worrying about. Decide to drop it. Things I can't control that I always worry about. Push the pause button before you react to someone who bumps into the halls, calls you a name, or cuts in line. Use your tool of self-awareness right now by asking yourself, what is my most unhealthy habit? Make up your mind to do something about it.